Oh, here we go again on a Saturday. Let's just say today hasn't gone as planned so far. I was going to stay outside today as usual on a Saturday, but unfortunately the rain is falling so heavily. It is absolutely throwing it down, as you can see at the moment outside. So there is a live view outside my window. It is absolutely throwing it down with rain, which is strange really, because we've had the most incredible heat wave this week. If you've been watching the news, you will know that there has been a big heat wave sweeping across Europe, and the temperature this week in the UK was very high. How high was it? I will tell you a little bit later on. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I really hope so. Welcome to a very strange live stream. I was supposed to be outside. In fact, yesterday I set my outdoor studio up. So I had all of the lovely covering and everything all set up. And during the night we had the most horrendous storm. And also today it is still raining, and it looks as if the rain is going to continue for the rest of the day. So I've had to come indoors. So I'm actually now in the studio, and you can see behind me the garden. So I'm kind of in the garden, but I'm not really in the garden. I'm in the studio, but the backdrop behind me is the garden as it is right now live. So it's a little bit of both really. So please forgive the strange appearance today. I had to set up my studio very quickly when I realised that there was no way I was going to be able to do my live stream outside, unfortunately. So that's the reason why things look a little different today. I have some very strange lighting. I have some very strange things happening around me as well. The studio is chaos. That's all I can say. And the worst thing is, Mr. Steve isn't here either. He's not even here to help me set everything up. So I had to struggle this morning to set all of this up in a hurry. So here I am anyway, on the live stream. Hello everybody. I hope your weekend is going well. It has been a very busy week here in the UK. It's all change. We have a completely different government now. They took over on Tuesday. So from Tuesday onwards, we've had a new government. So everything is different here in the UK. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you want me to talk more about it, I will. But that's all I'm saying. Because to be honest with you, that is the only thing people here in the UK are talking about. They're not talking about anything else. Just that one topic. Ah, dear me. So here we go on the live stream, and I suppose I should mention the live chat as well. So everything looks as if I'm outside, but I'm not outside, unfortunately. So I wonder who is first on the live chat. Hello, Alamgir. Alamgir, well done. You are first on the live chat. So I suppose, as always, we will have a round of applause for you. So I'm outside, but I'm not outside. I'm actually in the studio. But behind me is outside. Even I don't understand that. Connell is here. Hello, Connell. Nice to see you here on the live stream. It is Saturday and I am live from England. A lot of people wondering where I broadcast from. And you can catch my live stream every Saturday, 12 p.m, midday. So lunchtime, UK time every Saturday, and on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Yes, I will be here tomorrow as well. Hopefully, tomorrow the weather will be a little better. And you can catch my full English lesson, yes, a recorded lesson every Wednesday as well. Did you enjoy last week's full English lesson? A lot of people seem to like it, so thanks for your lovely messages. And if you want to get in touch, you can. Facebook, also email. And if you would like to make a donation, can I say thank you to Federica? Federica sent a lovely donation this week. Thank you very much. And also a very nice email as well, all about my work and how it has helped him over the years. So thank you very much for that. So the live times and also details, if you want to make a donation, you can. And there is the donation address right there if you would like to make a donation. And then my work can continue forever and ever and ever. Is that a good thing? I hope so. Back to the live chat. So hello to Louis. Hello, Louis. Hello, dear teacher. Hi to you as well. Also, we have Marius, who says hello and a big hi from Poland. Marius Sroka. Hello to you as well. Mika is here. Hello, Mika. How is life in Japan? I hope you are doing well this weekend. EK Mix is here as well. Hi to you. And Bablu. Hello, Bablu. Welcome to the live stream. If it is your first time here today, please let me know. And I might give you something very special on the live stream. Ooh, I wonder what that could be. I wonder. Hello from Pakistan. Hama. Hello to you. Also, Ahmed and Kit Knight. Hello, Kit Knight. Where are you watching at the moment? Morocco is here as well. Hello to Laila Saeed. Hello to you as well. Or Laila Said. I hope I pronounced your name right. Hello also to Egypt. Hello also to Hadia. Hello, Hadia. Nice to see you here as well, once again. Osman. Also, we have Natalie. Hello, Natalie. Nice to see you today. Slightly different because I'm not outside, because the rain is falling so heavily. Would you like to have a look outside? That's the view at the moment outside. It is very miserable outside my window at the moment. So everything is wet and quite unpleasant. Having said that, it is also quite humid. We have had a lot of hot weather this week. For 2 days this week, it was absolutely scorching hot. So hot. In fact, we had, it would appear, the highest temperature ever recorded here in the UK. The highest temperature ever. Now, I know in certain parts of Europe, such as Paris, they had, I think it was about 41 degrees. Can you believe that? 41 degrees. Here in the UK, we had our all-time record high temperature, 38.7. So nearly 39 degrees here in the UK, which is unheard of. Now, I remember years ago when we first started having very high temperatures, when it used to reach 30 or maybe 31, and people were losing their minds. They were going, oh my goodness, we can't believe it. 31 degrees. It's so hot. Oh my goodness. And that was years ago. But now, 38.7 degrees. That's almost as hot as the inside of Mr. Steve's underwear when he's been for a run. That's how hot it is. It's very hot. Hello, Lila. Thank you very much once again. Oh, I love you. I love the rain. I thought you said you loved me, but in fact, you love the rain. Thank you, Lila. Also, hello to Rabber. Hello to you. By the way, I have nothing prepared today. I've prepared nothing. Do you know why? Because I was busy trying to set my studio up because of the rain. And can I just say now, the reason why I am in so much chaos today is because my little app on my phone gave me the wrong weather forecast. It said today was going to be bright and sunny. It said bright and sunny with occasional cloud. But it's absolutely throwing it down with rain outside. So the only reason why I set my studio up outside yesterday in preparation for today was because the weather forecast on my phone said today was going to be lovely. But it isn't. It's awful. The weather is terrible today. So thank you very much to AccuWeather. Yes, I'm naming them. Thank you, AccuWeather, for giving me completely the wrong weather forecast for today. I don't know how they did it, but they said it was going to be sunny with occasional cloud. But instead, it's just continual rain. So thank you very much for that. Hello to Hadir again. Hello to Burku. Hello, Burku Belen. I'm so sorry, sir. Why are you sorry? Are you sorry because of the terrible weather? Thank you. Can I call you the father of English for beginners? I'm not sure about that. I'm not the only English teacher on YouTube, so I'm not sure if I am the father of English. Somebody once said I'm the king of English, but who knows in this crazy mixed up world. Oh, I hope the new Prime Minister won't chase everyone out of the UK. Thank you, Lila. I don't know. Who knows? He's only been in power for about 3 days. So who knows? It's still early days. It is early days. No one knows what is going to happen. It is still early days. Natalie, you enjoy a great accent, and now I can make my accent like yours. So do you mean I have a nice accent? I have a great accent. Thank you very much for that. I heard on the news that Boris Johnson has become the new Prime Minister, not President. We don't have presidents here. This is not a republic. So, no, it's actually Prime Minister. So Boris Johnson is now the Prime Minister. Mr. Duncan, Boris Johnson has Turkish and Lithuanian roots, but I dislike him, says Palmyra. Thank you, Palmyra, for that. That is your opinion. I don't think, Mr. Duncan, it is my opinion your new PM is a good thing for the UK. Thank you, Louis. Well, a lot of people don't like the situation, whereas quite a few people do. It's a very strange situation. I've never known a period of time, certainly during the last 3 years, where people have been arguing and fighting so much over one topic. Not literally fighting, just talking openly about it. Not fighting in the streets with their fists. Nothing like that. Well, not yet anyway. Hello to Amma Hammer again. Hello to Metin. Hello, Metin. I have a problem with some accents in English. Can I just say that you are not the only one? Some English accents can be very hard to understand, even for me. Even for me, as a native English speaker. Sometimes English can be hard to understand, especially certain accents. I can understand you, but some other accents are very different in the UK. That is true. That is true. Natalie N.A. says, it's my first lesson with Mr. Duncan live. Oh, is it really? Oh, I suppose I should give you something special then. How about some super duper fireworks? Ba-doom! Kaboom! Kaboom! Congratulations to Natalie and welcome to my live stream on a Saturday, not Sunday. Tomorrow I'm here and tomorrow is Sunday. So, well done, Natalie. Hello to Numan. Hello from Turkey, Mr. Duncan. Hi, Turkey. I have been to Turkey a couple of times. Hello, Mr. Duncan. What a pleasure to see and listen to you again. Anna Sokolosi. Anna Sokolosi. Thank you very much for your lovely message. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I love your English lessons. I want to improve my accent and speaking. What should I do? Well, again, I know I mentioned this last week and also the week before as well. In fact, I think I mention it during every live stream. Learning to speak English is a process. You have to learn words, you have to listen to other people using English, and also you have to get used to listening to yourself using the language as well. Not pressure, but pleasure. Yes, it is a great pleasure. Pleasure. Something makes you feel glad. Something makes you feel happy and content. It is a great pleasure. Abdinor says, hello, Mr. Duncan from Somaliland. I want to help. I want to know how to learn English because my English is low. Well, you have come to the right place because not only can you hear English, but also you can read the English as well. There are captions, subtitles available on my live stream right now. So if you are watching live, you can see the words appear on your screen. All you have to do is press the C on your keyboard. Hello also to Lilia. Hello, Lilia. I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? What have you been up to? Well, I've been up to mainly doing this, to be honest. Also, Gosia is here, and Mika says, the rainy season hasn't finished in my area here in Japan. We have had a lot of rainy days this year. I do believe it has been very wet in Japan this year. However, this week the weather in the UK has been absolutely crazy. Crazy. It really has. Alessandro. Hello, Alessandro. Thank you for another fantastic lesson. You are welcome. Mr. Duncan, are you the king of English? Mr. Duncan is one of your lessons where you were. Shall I try again? Mr. Duncan, are you the king of English? Mr. Duncan, there is one of your lessons where you were the English king. Oh yes, that was many years ago. I think that was about 10 years ago I did that. So yes, there is a lesson on my YouTube channel where I dress up as a king. It's true. But that was a very long time ago. That was about 10 years ago. Talking about the weather and politics are good because it triggers communication and they are typical English topics. Well, sometimes people don't like talking about politics. Some people find that politics isn't a good subject to talk about. So that's one of the reasons why sometimes you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Milton Bravo. Hello, Milton. Nice to see you here as well. Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Mr. Duncan, we need a proper rain here in the Czech Republic because we have had a terrible period. A period of drought. Drought. An interesting word. Drought. So there is a shortage of water at the moment in Czech Republic. Anna says, hello everyone. Nice to see you, Anna. You are late, but it doesn't matter. I have had a very chaotic morning. Chaotic. It has been very chaotic today because I was supposed to be outside, but it is raining very heavily. So, there you go. Lilia says, I was listening to a lecture on politics not so long ago, and I heard the teacher saying that the politics choices or political choices of the public reflect the level of our psychological and moral development. Well, I have my own theory. I have my theory about every country around the world quite often. And you might not agree with this. I think it's a little controversial. but I'm going to say it. I think sometimes people like to be told what to do. That's all I'm saying. But I think sometimes people enjoy being dictated to. They like to be told what to do and how to do it, because as far as they are concerned, it makes their lives easier. Not everyone. I know that there are some terrible countries around the world with horrible people ruling the country with an iron fist, so I know that. But I am saying sometimes, I think sometimes people do prefer to be told what to do. Mr. Duncan, you didn't burn... I don't even understand what that... You didn't burn crackers for me? Oh, you mean fireworks. Fireworks. Fireworks are these. These are fireworks. Fireworks. Shinda Nayak says, Mr. Duncan, you didn't light any fireworks for me. It is my first time as well. Shinda, can you see the fireworks now on your screen? They are just for you. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. So there you go. I always keep my promise, if I remember. Also we have, hello Mr. Duncan, not long time no see. I haven't watched your class for a long time. Stanislaw. Hello Stanislaw, I remember you. You used to be one of my regular viewers on Sunday. Yes, I remember. Alamgia is sending a message to Lilia. Oh, isn't that nice? Ah. Hello Mr. Duncan, have a good day. Thank you very much. Hammer says, I want to learn English. I know about grammar, but I have no word power. I have no vocabulary. What should I do? Well, you are almost answering your own question there. You are actually answering your own question. What you need to do is to study English grammar a little bit more. And one of the best ways to do that is to listen to English being spoken. And also read the subtitles. Yes. The technology here is so amazing. You can actually have subtitles on the live stream. Isn't that amazing? Good afternoon. Do you think the new Prime Minister is a copy of Donald Trump? Well, I think it's too early to say. He's only been Prime Minister for 3 days. So I think at the moment it's too early to say anything, because nothing has happened really, has it? So maybe ask me in October. Maybe you could ask me on October the 31st. Ooh, yes. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I find it very difficult for me to speak English. What should I do? Well, in my previous full English lesson, which was published last Wednesday, I talk all about that. I talk all about getting used to listening and getting used to looking at yourself speaking English. So there are many things you can do. Lalia says, I adore your British accent. It's so smooth and crystal clear. Thank you very much. Some people don't like the British accent. Some people hate it. Some people prefer American accents. There you go. Louis Fanny Rodriguez says, hello, I write to you from Colombia. Thanks for your time and your classes. They are funny. Funny. Hello, sir. I have a question. How can you pronounce the word water? Or I don't know. Is that true? You're going to pronounce them as wara and iron, no. No. I don't think we pronounce them like that. I certainly don't. Well, I suppose water can be pronounced in many different ways. Once again, it depends on the accent being used. So, for example, in American English or with an American accent, you might say water, water. So the T isn't really pronounced as the letter T. It sounds more like the letter D. So water, water. But in British English, we do often pronounce the T in water. So you will say water. Can I have a drink of water? Water. So can I have a drink of water? Water. Is it true that you're pronouncing I don't know? I don't know. So quite often with that sentence, we don't pronounce the T. We don't pronounce the T very strongly. So I don't know. I don't know. So you can hear there, I'm actually making the T silent. It's almost non-existent. It's almost disappearing. I don't know. I don't know. But of course you can say I don't know. I don't know. So really it is all about accents once again. So I suppose the proper way to pronounce it would be with the strong T, or at least some sound of the letter T. I don't know. I don't know. But quite often people will drop the sound and they will say, I don't know. I don't know. I hope that helps you. Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is my first time here. Rita Bonini. Hello, Rita Bonini. Good morning from Brazil. I know I have a lot of people watching in Brazil. It hasn't been raining in Brazil for many months. I'm sorry to hear that. I will try to send you some of the rain that we are having today because it's really bad. Oh, and congratulations, by the way, for being first, or should I say your first time on the live stream. Shall I have some fireworks as well? Okay. So congratulations to Rita. You are first, or it is your first time today on the live stream. How's that? Hello, Olga. I am a bit late today. Don't worry. As I always say, it is better to be late than never. Mr. Duncan, what you're saying is true for most people from the psychological perspective as well. Having authority figures is safer than taking responsibility. It comes with repercussions, though. Yes. Oh, I'm glad someone agrees with me, because I thought maybe the thing I was saying earlier was wrong or bad, or maybe people would get angry. But I do firmly believe that sometimes people do like to have someone with strong authority telling them what to do. And it does happen. And that may be the reason why sometimes people vote in a leader who might have a very strong will. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Duncan, what is that behind you? Is that a painting or is it outside? It is actually a live view of the garden. So what you're looking at behind me is outside in the garden right now. So I have a camera set up pointing into the garden, and then I have it projected behind me. So what you can see behind me is outside. It is a live camera image. So it isn't a painting, it is actually a real live image behind me right now. Beep, 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 beep. Hello also to Francesca. Mr. Duncan, triggered is used very often. We often hear the word trigger used very often. What does it mean? Well, you might describe the word trigger as a buzzword because it is used often, and it normally means a strong reaction in response to something that you are really angry about. So maybe a person says something that you disagree with strongly, and they become very angry, and they really start to scream and shout, and they become very upset. And we can say that that person has been triggered. So in modern terms, trigger means to make someone angry or become enraged by something another person has said. Quite often something that they find extreme. So maybe a comment about race or religion or humanity. So something that one person finds outrageous, they become very angry about it. We can say that they have been triggered. So triggering, or to trigger someone, is to make them angry about something another person has said. Do you have anything to say on the importance of having a government, Mr. Duncan? Or would you rather business people like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs ran the world? Well, I'm not sure really, because quite often we judge politicians by their personality, which I often think is a strange thing to do, because you might be a nice person or a jolly person in public, but maybe in real life you might be a real horrible person and not nice to know. So yes, I'm not sure about personalities, and I'm certainly not sure about business people running the government, because quite often it might end up being run for their own benefit. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. Duncan. What is your favourite cartoon? Wow. Now that is a very different subject altogether. So we go from politics to cartoons. One of my favourite cartoons at the moment is Rick and Morty. I like Rick and Morty. There we go. I've said it. I really like watching Rick and Morty. And there is a season 4 coming out this year, which I'm very excited about. Season 4 of Rick and Morty. Finally. Finally. Hello to Mr. Duncan from Louis. Sergio is here. Hello, Sergio. Mr. Duncan, it is called the glottal stop. Well, glottal stop, yes, it's when you are cutting off the sound of a word or a sentence. The glottal stop. It all takes place back here with your tongue. Like that. Sometimes it sounds as if you are choking, I always think. The glottal stop. Mr. Duncan, I like your accent as well. I wish all British people spoke like you. There are a lot of British people who wish that I didn't speak like this. Trust me. I want to make friends to talk to in English. Asama. Hello, Asama. What application would you advise for me to use? Well, a lot of people nowadays use WhatsApp for making new friends. Mr. Duncan, have you heard of Alan Partridge? Of course I have. He's very famous here. He is a comedy character. He is a talk show host and also a radio host, but he's not a real person. He is actually a character. But yes, I love Alan Partridge is very funny. Ha ha! Some people say that I am a bit like Alan Partridge because I say strange things sometimes, maybe. Fighter. Hello, Fighter. Hello, Fighter. It is my first time here. All what I can say now is thanks ever so much, and maybe later I can ask you some questions. Thank you, Fighter. Your name is very interesting. Do you like fighting? Thank you also to Rakesh. Hello, Rakesh. Nice to see you here as well. Are you in a sunroom of some sort? I'm not in a sunroom. I'm actually in my studio. So I'm actually standing at the moment in my studio. But the thing you can see behind me is projected behind me. So it's not real. So that is actually just a green screen behind me. But the image is live. Does that make sense? Here, I will show you what I mean. Watch this. I'm going to show you something very strange. So there you can see, that is a live camera behind me because I just put my hand in front of it. Thank you also to Jenilson. Hello, Jenilson. I haven't seen you here before. I am watching in Brazil and I like so much learning English with your videos. Thank you very much. You are welcome. No problem. Yes, Sergio, a trigger is what causes a strong reaction. So if a person says something that you don't like, you might become triggered by it. Triggered. Mr. Steve is not here today. He's gone to see his mummy. Hello also to Ali Amari, watching in Algeria. Hello to you as well. Yes, I know all about Alan Partridge. He is a very famous TV character. He's been around since the early 1990s. Yes, that long. It's nice to see you again. I've known you since 2006, says Irene. Thank you very much. So you've been watching me since the start of my English lessons, way back in 2006. Yes, it's true. I'm not joking. I've been doing this for nearly 13 years on YouTube. With the negative rates, where are we going? More quantitative easing. Quantitative easing. Yes, who remembers that? Do you remember after the big financial crash that affected many parts of the world, there was something called quantitative easing? It's a great word, by the way. Quantitative easing basically means making more money. You push more money into the economy. So you print more money and you put more money out there. Hello, sir. I am your big fan from Pakistan, Wasim. Nice to see you here as well. Yes, Mr. Duncan, it looks like the wallpaper behind you is moving. It is real. That's real behind me. That is actually my garden at the moment, right now. Mr. Duncan, do you like The Simpsons? The Simpsons. I do like The Simpsons. Well, I used to anyway, but not anymore. I don't like it anymore. It's not as funny as it used to be. I used to think The Simpsons was very funny, but not anymore. So I don't really watch The Simpsons anymore, but I used to. About 20, maybe 25 years ago, I used to watch it. Are you a fan of football? I don't follow football at all. I get asked this every week, but I don't. I do not follow football at all. So don't ask me about football because I have no idea. Also cricket as well. A lot of people talking about cricket. I don't know much about cricket. Thank you very much for your company today, by the way. I'm only staying here for 1 hour, so I will be gone in around about 15 minutes' time. But don't worry, don't panic, because tomorrow I am back with you. Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Can you see it there? Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. So I'm back tomorrow with my normal lesson, hopefully. And I'm really hoping that I will be outside tomorrow. And also, if you want to get in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, you can email me, and also if you want to make a donation, thank you very much to your lovely donations, including Patreon as well. Thank you very much for that. Is Mr. Steve's mother all right after having her car accident? Yes, she's okay now. She's fully recovered. Can you believe it? So Steve's mother, a few weeks ago, had a rather nasty car crash. Someone crashed their car into Mr. Steve's mother's car whilst she was driving. So that wasn't very good, really. But the car came off worse than Mr. Steve's mother. So the car was destroyed, but Mr. Steve's mother was all right. And now she has a new car, which she is driving around in. So she's back on the road. She's driving again. Isn't that amazing? Hello, everybody. It is early morning here in Argentina. It is too early for me, but I've just woken up. There are no people in the streets because everyone is asleep. Belarusia, nice to see you back here again. I hope everything is all right with you. Mr. Duncan, what do you think about chemistry? Like they are making those fireworks. Have you ever been somewhere that uses uranium? I've never been to a nuclear power plant. I've never been anywhere that is radioactive, to be honest. Well, I suppose in a way, there is radiation when you go up in an airplane. So when you go up into the sky in an airplane, yes, I suppose there is radiation around you. I'm not sure if it's the same radiation that you get in a nuclear power plant. But yes, I do like chemistry. I used to play with my chemistry set when I was a kid. I used to like setting fire to different types of chemicals, and sometimes they would explode. Mr. Steve blew up his house. It's true. He blew the roof off the house, and his mother was not very pleased. Not pleased at all. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I can finally follow you live. Luca. Hello, Luca. Welcome. And is it your first time on the live chat? Okay. Well, I will give you some fireworks. Kaboom! Kaboom! And would you like a round of applause as well? And a big hello to everyone who is joining me today for the first time. Alamgir says, hi Belarusia, nice to see you back here. Yes, it is lovely. How to distinguish between similar words, the pronunciation when hearing from people who speak. Words like sight, sight and sight. Well, those are three different words. So all I can say sometimes is the grammar or the context of the sentence will tell you which type of word is being used. So if you have good sight, then we know that we are talking about your eyes. But if you go to a site, maybe a building site, we know that the spelling of that word is different as well. And of course you can cite something as well. Quite often we use the word cite in law and quite often in politics when you are introducing a law. Hi Mr. Duncan, it is very early in Argentina. I have just woken up. It is so cold. It's not cold here at the moment, it's very humid. It's so warm here, I've actually got my windows open. Your presence is always a treat. Thank you, Lilia. I just love chatting with you. Are you doing anything special tonight? What is your favourite thing to do when it's raining? Well, I don't like going in the rain. I hate getting wet in the rain. I think of all the things that I don't like, I think getting wet on a rainy day is probably my most unfavourite thing in the whole world. Tonight, I don't know what I'm doing tonight, to be honest, because Mr. Steve has gone to his mum's. So I might just sit and watch a little bit of television. I can't go for a walk because it's raining. Do you ever plant something in your back garden that you use to eat? We don't grow any vegetables here. So I think what you mean is, do you ever grow your own vegetables? I don't grow my own vegetables. It takes too much time, to be honest. You have to spend too much of your time giving the vegetables care and attention. That's the same reason for not owning a dog. So the same reason for not having a dog is the same reason for not growing vegetables. It's exactly the same reason. Hello to Connell. Thanks, Connell, once again. Thank you, Anna. I remember you and Mr. Steve last year. You were playing football in the garden, and it was really funny. Yes, I remember that as well. Was that really last year? Was that a year ago? I can't believe it. Wow. Mr. Steve's mum, what a woman. She must have a very strong personality. Can I just say something? Now, I'm probably going to get into trouble for saying this, but Mr. Steve's mother is 3 years away from her 90th birthday. That's all I'm saying. I'm probably going to get told off for that now. I'm probably going to get told off tonight. Someone's going to tell me off. They're going to say, Duncan, why did you mention my mum's age? But yeah, Mr. Steve's mother is the most amazing person. She has so much energy. Sometimes she has more energy than we do. So yes, Mr. Steve's mum is a dynamo. She is always full of energy and enthusiasm. And now she has fully recovered from her car accident a few weeks ago. But yes, she is 3 years away from 90. She will be 90 years old in 3 years. And she still drives a car, and she's very active. I've followed you through live for almost 1 year, and I have improved my English a lot. Thank you, Luca. That's very kind of you to say. Hi, Mr. Duncan. It is very early morning here in Mexico. Thank you, Cesar. Now, it looks as if a lot of people are watching me in the morning. So maybe many people are watching in South America. I think so. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I learn English from your video and I love it so much. I want to practice my English, but I don't have a partner. What should I do? Again, this is a very common question. I get asked this question many times. One of the best ways to practice English, well, first of all, you can find out if there are any other people in your area who are also interested in learning English. So maybe that's a good thing to do. So perhaps you could contact some friends, or maybe the local school, or maybe there is an organisation, or maybe a group who meet, and maybe they like to share their English together. So there is one suggestion. But I do understand that it can be difficult sometimes, especially when you are learning English by yourself. But my advice is to find other people. So maybe you can join a group in your local area, or even better, create your own group. Maybe you can actually set up your own group. Hello, sir. I am growing my English, but I am not achieving the results. Well, maybe you are trying too hard. Maybe you are doing too much. Perhaps you are pushing yourself too far. So sometimes when you're learning things, it is easy to overdo it, to do too much. So learning takes time, patience, but don't push yourself too hard, because if it becomes too difficult, then you'll give it up. So don't push yourself too hard. That's what I always say. Hello also to Jamelia. Hello, Jamelia. I haven't seen you for a while. Hello, nice to see you back there. Jamelia is on the live chat. Can we say I should pull up my English? Not really, no. We don't say pull up to express improvement. So you can say I need to improve. I need to improve on my English. I need to make my English better. I need to improve my English. So quite often we will say improve. So self-improvement. I need to improve my English. We can also say that you need to get your English up to a certain level. So maybe improve, or perhaps You want to get your level of English up or higher. Finca says, thank you so much. I love you, Mr. Duncan. Always keep your health. Well, I do try my best to stay healthy. I do. Even though sometimes I do enjoy eating unhealthy food. I think so. I think what most of us mean when we're looking for a partner is that we want to practice with a native speaker or an English teacher. Well, yes, that is difficult. Certainly from my experience. When I was teaching in China, I found that I was in very high demand. A lot of people wanted my help because there weren't many foreigners or many English speakers, certainly native English speakers. There were not very many in China. And even now, there are not that many. Even now, all those years later. Thank you to Vinraj. Vinraj says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I am your big fan. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Thanks for helping me, Mr. Duncan. That's okay. What I always say is when you are learning something new or when you are trying to understand something, it is best not to do it too hard or to do it too much. So don't overload your brain. Don't try to do too much because then maybe you will become confused and then you will stop wanting to do it. So sometimes it is possible when you are learning something to do too much or to force yourself too much or too far. You might push yourself too far and then everything becomes unpleasant and then you give up. So please don't do that. Do not rush. Take your time. That's what I always say. I am going in around 5 minutes. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. Thank you very much also to Ali. Hello, sir. How can I remember the words easily? Well, once again, it is all about slowly learning and slowly improving. If there are any words that you want to learn, if there are any new words that you want to remember, you can always write them down. Write them down, read them, repeat them, get them to stay in your brain. And the most important thing of all is learn the definitions of the words as well. So over time, everything will fit together. Everything will slowly come together. As you learn new words, as you learn grammar, as you learn to use English, eventually all of these things will come together. And then English becomes your second language, for which I congratulate you. Hello, Mr. Duncan. What do you know about Kurdistan? Have you ever been to Kurdistan? I've never been there. I know roughly where it is. Yes, it is located in Asia. And apparently, in Kurdistan at the moment, it is sunny. Wow, you are very lucky. Mr. Duncan, can we say at the weekend or on the weekend? We normally say at the weekend. So at the weekend or during the weekend, but not on the weekend. We never really say on the weekend. At the weekend. During the weekend. So I will see you at the weekend. What do you normally do at the weekend? At. As a professional teacher, I often find it frustrating when people ask me for free lessons under the disguise of simply video chatting in English. Well, I must admit, can I just say something? When I was in China and I was very much in demand, I must admit, people were coming around to my house asking for English lessons because they would often find out where I lived and they would come to my house and they would knock on my door And they would say, "Oh, Mr. Duncan, hello, we know you. We know all about you. Can you please teach me some English? Can you please teach me how to speak English?" But they wanted to just come into my house and learn English. And there I was sitting watching the X-Files on television. So sometimes when I was resting and relaxing between my busy classes, people would actually come to my front door, to my house. In fact, it got so bad I had to move in the end. I actually moved. And one of the reasons was because people kept coming to my house and they kept coming to my front door asking for free lessons. It did get a little bit crazy. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. I have learnt a lot from you. Thank you, Khaled. You are welcome. Yes, we are very thankful for this hour you have shared with us. Thank you, Palmyra. You are welcome. There will be a new full English lesson on Wednesday. And, of course, I am back tomorrow. Hopefully, the weather will be better tomorrow. I really do hope tomorrow the weather will be better. And then I can be outside instead of in front of my green screen. I want to be outside for real. I want to be really outside, not pretending to be outside. It seems like many don't know how to use Google. Yes, I think Google is a very good resource for finding out information. But also, I think sometimes Google can make us a little bit lazy because it's so easy to find out things. But quite often we will find out things, but we won't remember the things. So we find them out, but we don't actually remember or store the information in our brains. Thank you very much for your company today. It's been great. I'm sorry if I seem a little distracted, but the rain is absolutely terrible today. I can't begin to tell you how bad the rain is. Let's have a look again. So there is the view outside right now. And you can see the rain is really coming down heavily. So that is actually a live view looking outside the window. And you can see it is definitely raining heavily. So I hope tomorrow I will be with you outside instead of inside. We will see what happens. Thank you very much for your company today for this hour. Thank you also to Connell. I will see you tomorrow, Connell. Thank you very much. That's kind of you. Thank you also to Jamelia and also Louis and Palmyra, Khaled, Beatrice. Oh, hello, Beatrice. I didn't see you. Earlier. Hello, Beatrice. Thank you very much for your lovely company today. It's been fantastic. And tomorrow, everything, hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that tomorrow everything will be back to normal. Yes, there are many storms taking place at the moment across Europe, especially this week, because it was very hot here in the UK. We had the hottest day ever recorded. Can you believe it? 38.7 degrees. That's Celsius. That's very hot. I think that's about, is it about 110 degrees Fahrenheit? I think so. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. You are the best teacher I've ever known. You are very generous, giving us so much of your time for free. Thank you, Beatrice. I love staying outside and watching the blue sky. I wish I could do that today, but unfortunately there is no chance of that because it's raining. I'm going now. It is just after 1 o'clock here in the UK. 3 minutes past 1 UK time. I will see you tomorrow. Once again, the live times tomorrow, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, I am here every Saturday as well. Also, on Facebook, you can follow me, email me, and if you would like to make a lovely donation, you can make one there at that address now. This is Mr. Duncan saying thanks for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a little different. I was hoping to be in the garden, but sadly I can't. Thank you, Helena. Learning English is my favourite hobby. Well, that is one of the best ways to learn English. Make it something that you enjoy doing. This is Mr. Duncan saying thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. And of course, until tomorrow, I am back here, 2 p.m. UK time. You know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.